toward his teeth. "Name's not Ralph," I tell him. Then I stand there humming along with the spoons and kazoo till he can breathe again, which doesn't take him over 20 minutes or so. We'd only got through Black Snake Rag, Mountain Morning Moan, and part of America the Beautiful, raga form. Anyhow, he starts coming back from violet toward the pinkish end of the spectrum, and he looks up at me and he says, Gee, Algernon. Look, give me a chance. Sorry I bugged you." Saying that reminds him of something, and he stops long enough to spit out the fly. "Wasn't my idea," he goes on. "Nothing personal against you. Guy told me to do it. Bartholomew?" I shake my head. I kick him a little. "Who?" "Guy just came up to me at the bus stop. Told me you were on your way to the bank. Don't know who he was. Said if I beat you up, I could have the money. And if I didn't, he'd send his parakeet out to get me. Chauncey?" I kick him again. "Big guy? Southerner? Hair looked like a helmet? Scar where his nose should be? Cigar stuck in it?" "Yeah. Look, you wouldn't be Rumpelstiltskin by any chance." "Sorry." I tell him that as I'm kicking him. "Didn't think so." I reach down to help him up since he's obviously going to need help. "That'd be Savonarola, a friend of mine," I tell him. Savvy is a filmmaker, and I know he and a poet type by the name of Round John Virgin are hassling with a love epic called Blood Pies, in which the symbols of the mud cake, the bloodbath, the cow patty, and innocent youth find their existential union, so I look around for the cameras. But I can't spot them. "I'm on my way to the blood bank," I tell the guy. He's got a funny sense of humor, Savannah does. Do anything for a friend, though. And since his hand's in mine anyway, since I'm helping him up, I shake it. "Ferdinand Turnip," I introduce myself. "Ferdinand. My wife Isabella. Name's Donna." "Percival Potato," he says, and gives me this big grin like he's busting open. "Mad to greet you." He's given me the eye, so I take it and put it in my wallet, right next to the finger someone gave me the day before. We talk a while, have lunch together in the laundromat, then it's time for me to split. We notice the band's still going at it, so Percy cops a garbage can and heads over to blow some conga drum with them. I walk a mile, catch a camel, and rush to the blood bank. I realize I've left all my beaver pelts at home again, so I take off one of my socks, the red one, and give it to the driver. He blows his nose on it, thanks me, and puts it in his lapel. At the blood bank, Dr. Acid tells me the leech is dead from overeating. Dr. Acid has 3 friends. Grass, who's rooting around in the drawers, Roach, who looks like a leftover, and Big H, who rides a horse. Joint has the bends and is taking the day off. They're all eating popcorn balls and scraping bits of the leash off the wall, putting the pieces in a picnic basket that has a place for bottles of wine, too. They ask me to stay for a potluck dinner, but I say no. I cop some old commercials with them for a while, then I dive out of the window and swim to my studio. Someone's dumped Jell-O in the water, and it's pretty tough going. The crocs are uptight today, but the piranha seem placid enough. At the studio, reverently, I apply the 65th coat to my soft thing. 4 more to go. I've carefully calculated the weight of my paint, canvas, medium. The last brush stroke of the 69th coat, and my painting will fall through the floor. It will be a masterpiece of aesthetic subtlety. By the time I've drunk all the turpentine and finished burning the brushes, it's willy-nilly time to dine. But the lemmings are bad in the hall, so I'm catching my swan, and I have to wait on top of the TV antenna for over an hour. Then by the time I get home, the vampires are out. They wave as I pass. Everyone knows you can't get blood from a turnip. I go in, and Donna comes up and kisses me and puts her arm around me and tells me she doesn't love me anymore. I look out the window. Sure enough, the world stopped going round. So I go in the John and find my kazoo, and I play for a long time. A few last words. What is the silence? A. As though it had a right to more. W.S. Merwin. Again. He was eating stained glass and vomiting rainbows. He looked up, and there was the clock moving toward him, grinning, arms raised, in a shout of triumph over its head. The clock advanced. He smelled decay.